Welcome to Maths with Esomnofu, and in this tutorial we are expected to solve this Maths Olympiad problem. X squared minus y squared is 24 and xy is 35. Find the value of x plus y. If today is your first time of visiting my channel, consider subscribing to my YouTube page so that you get notified anytime I drop amazing Maths Olympiad problem. Good. So if you look at the first statement, which we'll just call equation 1, that x minus y squared is equal to 24. Let's name this equation 1. And xy is what? 35. Let's also call this equation 2. So we're expected to find the solution of x plus y. What's the value? So first, if you look at equation 1, it is an identity. Let's say is an identity. Let's say we have that identity is called the difference of two squares, and we can actually expand it. Okay, we can now expand it using difference of two squares, which says that a squared minus b squared is the same thing as a minus b into a plus b. Anyway, okay, on this now, this is clearly difference of two squares. So we can now write the equation 1 to be in terms of that difference of two squares. So we can write it as x plus x squared minus y squared can now be x plus y into x minus y. Okay, and if you put it in this particular equation, we will be having it to be x plus y into x minus y is equal to 24. That's how we expand it. So on having this, we can decide to square both sides to see what we'll get. If we square both sides, square the left hand side and also square the right hand side so that we can simplify. So remember the laws of exponent, which says that ab all squared is equals to a squared b squared. So we can actually distribute these squares to each term, x plus y and x minus y. So if we distribute it, we'll be having it to be x plus y all squared into x minus y all squared is equals to 24 squared. Good. Okay, do well to like the video so that you get notified anytime I drop a new video. And also, x plus y and x minus y square has a special identity. That identity says that when you have a plus b all squared, that is the same thing as a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. And when you have, for the second one, you have a minus b all squared is the same thing as a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. That's an identity. So we are going to apply it in this particular term. So we write it as, this will now be x squared plus y squared, then plus 2xy into x squared plus y squared minus 2xy, and that's equals to 24. But remember one thing, in the first statement we are giving our xy to be 35, so we are going to substitute it in this particular equation. So we can now write it as x squared plus y squared plus 2 into 35, okay, into x squared plus y squared minus 2 into 35 is equal to 24 squared. Sorry. So you can now see that we have it that x squared plus y squared plus 70 into x squared plus y squared minus 70 is equals to 24 squared, because 2 times 35 is 70. Then the next thing we look at is that this can now be seen as a unit term, while this can now be seen as a unit term. Okay? On having it, you still remember, if you take here as a and take this term as b, here is also the a and here is also the what? B. So this is basically a minus b, a plus b into a minus b, and we can read that as a squared minus b squared, which is difference of two squares. So this is now taken as x squared plus y squared in a bracket all squared minus 70 squared is equal to 24 squared. Good. So the next thing we do is to subtract 70 squares from both sides. So we have it that x squared plus y squared all squared is equal to 24 squared plus 70 squared. Good. So 24 squared is 576 plus 70 squared is 4,900. Okay, so we have it that, and this is x squared plus y squared all squared. So if you add both of them, you can see we have it as 5,476, and that's x squared plus y squared all squared. So for us to find x squared plus y squared, we have to take the square root of both sides. If you take the square root of both sides, what are you having? X squared plus y squared is equals to, when we take the square root, it gives a positive and negative value, which is x squared plus y squared is equals to plus or minus 74. Good. So since we have this now, this is very, very easy. Remember, our goal here in solving all this is just to find the value of x plus y. So if you know that when we decide to have x plus y all squared, we know that this is a special identity which gives x plus y squared then plus 2xy. So here we have gotten our x squared plus y squared to be plus or minus 74, and we are given our xy to be 35. So we can now plug it into this given equation. So we have it that x plus y all squared, which is an identity, is equals to, so this x plus y squared can now be written as plus or minus 74, which we got, plus 2 into 35. And 2 times 35 is 70, and this will give us plus or minus 74 plus 70. Okay, that means x plus y all squared is equals to 74 plus 70. Or we say that x plus y all squared is equals to minus 74 plus 70. For the positive solution, let's take it. We have it that x plus y all squared is equals to 144. 74 plus 70 is 144. To get it, we take the square root of both sides. That also gives a positive and negative solution, showing us that x plus y is equal to square root of 44 is plus or minus 12. So x plus y is equals to plus 12 or minus 12 for this solution. That's what we got here. So we have it here. So let's go to the second one. So we have to do that x plus y all squared is equal to, when you have this, you have it as minus 74 plus 70 is minus 4. So to get the value of x plus y, we have to take the square root of both sides. If you take the square root of both sides, this is out. So you have it that x plus y is equals to the square root of minus 4. And this leads to a complex solution. Remember, in complex solution, we have that I squared is equals to minus 1. So you can now write this to be square root of 4 only here, to be equal to the square root of 4 times minus 1. And in this case, we can split this to be the square root of 4 times the square root of minus 1. Okay? So on having this, you can now see that x plus y is equal to plus or minus square root of 4 times square root of minus 1. Square root of minus 1 is I, which is the complex solution, which will give us plus or minus square root of 4 is 2. I, square root of minus 1 is I. We have it as 2i. So you can see for the other solution, x plus y is equals to plus 2i or minus 2i. So here we can now list out all the possible solutions for x plus y. X plus y has these possible solutions to be 12, minus 12, 2i, and minus 2i. These are the possible solutions for x. If you understand this very well, don't fail to like, comment, and share for more maths exciting contents like this. See you in my next episode. Bye.